We're back. Welcome back to the Good Austin's channel. It's a good countdown. It's not our usual countdown. It's kind of a little more laid back. Kind of just wanted to stream a little bit. I'm already noticing that I gotta clean my camera. It's got all these streaks and stuff up here, but thank y'all for being here. I saw Damar already here. Rhea coming through. Help me out with my Twitter. Thank you, Rhea. I can't retweet you. I appreciate that. It's definitely a necessity in this content creation game. So thank you. I appreciate that, Rhea. Thank you, Jose Diaz. Thank you, Bad Dan. Can you hear me now? Oh, no. Bro, I'm plugged in. Hello? Checking. Oh, no, dude. Did I just talk for that long? You guys couldn't hear me? Can you hear me now? Please confirm in the chat. See, this is what happens. This is why we just come in chilling. I don't think I've actually had a stream where I didn't come in muted. So this is perfect, honestly. This is perfect. Tell me if you guys can hear me now. Yo, Corona, you ever want to sponsor me? Hit a kid up. Hit a kid up. South Florida. Good spot to advertise. But anyways, welcome back. I would not unmute. Aw, dude, this kid. Yo. Yo, when you get sniped by Batman. You bastard, man. You've been getting me. You've been getting me good. Start playing with my trust, Batman. Don't do it. Don't start playing with my trust, bro. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Thank you. Thank you guys for being here, though. That's what I wanted to say. Thank you guys to whoever responded on my Twitter post yesterday. I definitely did not expect that type of response. So it's very cool to see everyone showing me some love, showing the ladies some love. So we're all good. We're chilling. It's gonna be a pain in the ass to go through the motions with insurance and all that. So, but we're all good. We are all good. We're as good as. Can I show you guys? Let me show you guys this. Oh, is my camera gonna stay? All right, hold on. You see him? Oh, you can't see him. Look at this jabroni down here. Look at that guy. It's just laying like a ham bone. I asked him if he wanted to join me in my stream. I guess that was a yes. He likes hearing dad talk. But what's good, yo? What's good? You just seen a background of the old Speed Force that I got cooking up over here. You know, doing everything I can just from a PC that I share, by the way. It's not even mine. So, don't believe everything you hear. I don't have some crazy rig. I don't know any coding. Crazy people out there. Wacky times. Let's get into it, yo. Let's get into it quick. So, obviously, XFL Day 2 is today of this weekend. Yesterday, some pretty, I guess the first game was decent with the Guardians and the Sea Dragons. But before we get into the XFL, I have to explain for Batman while he's here what I mean about the whole Packers possibly being the most pettiest franchise in NFL history. I got to explain that to you. So, mind you, it's kind of on Aaron Rodgers a little bit, right? For not constructing his contract differently and giving the Packers this power, right? Kind of on him a little bit. And why do I say that? because he's been with them for what? How long has it been back then? Like 13 years. So if you've seen all the things they done, and he was complaining about it publicly about how they've been doing the veteran Packers who are kind of like, yes, they're out of their prime, right? They're not producing as much as they used to anymore. So they get rid of them, so to speak. And he was mad about that, right? He was mad about how we got rid of the lifelong Packers, and that they didn't send him off like in a good way. And he should have seen from that he should have structured his contract differently. Like, don't give them like, oh yeah, what is it? The benefit of the doubt. Don't give them the benefit of the doubt. That's on you a little bit, Aaron Rodgers. But that being said, if you are an upstanding organization who actually had an owner that made decisions, and it wasn't a publicly run company that was run by a board, I think maybe this would have been done differently. So Aaron Rodgers goes into a retreat of darkness for days, right? And then comes out and decides he still wants to play. And in the retreat of darkness, the Packers decided that they no longer wanted Aaron Rodgers. And now, okay, you don't want me, right? You don't want me, so help me go to a team that I want to go to. I've been of service for you for 13 years. I've won you a Super Bowl. I've brought you to multiple championships, division titles, like gave you some of the most wins in a decade for this franchise, like set numerous records, right? Was it 4 MVPs, season MVPs, regular season. So just ship me off in a good way, right? I've done so much for your organization. Help me get to where I want to go. And they're like, okay, but what are they going to give us? It's like, bro, you don't want Aaron Rodgers. So don't be petty as fuck and say, no, we're not going to do it unless we get this, this, and this, and this. They're not offering enough. Like, they can't make an agreement. You can't get Aaron Rodgers there now so you can help the Jets. Obviously, they don't want to help any other team, I guess. That's what it is. They don't want to help any other team. That's I don't think that correct me if I'm wrong here, Bat Dan. But I don't think that the Packers have made like blockbuster trades before. Man, I'm really like revisionist history on remembering that because I'm just not a Packers fan. So I just don't remember them like collaborating with other teams a lot. And this is part of the reason why. Like, they don't want to help anybody. They don't realize, like, yeah, it is a competition, but as far as the business goes, you're all in the same business. So if everyone has a better team and when the competition level is higher for each team, that's better for everybody. So, yes, that's why I think they're the most pettiest team in NFL history. That's why I said that. And Necron, what's good, yo? He's saying Aaron wants all these teams. See, I don't think that's the case either. Like, he didn't give the Jets an ultimate or a list like some people may have said that he did. Of things like, yo, you have to get these people or I'm not coming. He didn't do that. He just wanted more. Like, I listened to him. I listened to his interview. He's like, I just wanted like more respect from the Packers. Though it's like, I get where you're coming from, dude. They got rid of all your guys. They didn't give them a proper send off. And when you went into the retreat, they were like, hey, we'd love to have you back if you want to come back. And then after he gets out of this darkness retreat of no communication for 5 days, then they're like, we kind of changed our mind. You had a work week, bro. A work week. And no, the list I believe was just like, hey, if we can get these people, cool. But it's not. It literally him going to the Jets is not fringing on his list, and it's fringing on the Packers not letting him go. They're not agreeing to the terms of the Jets, and they're asking for too much. It's like, okay, well, if you think he has that much value, then why don't you keep him? It's the same thing with like the Snyderverse shit, man. If they had that much value, then why don't you keep it? That's just how I feel about that. Obviously, there's a lot of other NFL transactions that have gone on. I've been kind of out of the loop, and I like to kind of wait until everything's done, and then like gauge like, all right, well, now how is this team now? Because if we're talking sports every day, when the transaction happens, then you can like dive in really deep into the player or whatever, right? Like, what does this player's entrance make a difference on this entire team? But I like to wait to the very end so we could see all the players and how they all moved around, because you start talking about these teams, it's like, oh yeah, this player would be great with this player, and then this player gets traded or leaves the team, so now it's just the guy that was brought in. I mean, well, right, exactly, and that's on the Packers. That's what I mean. I think the Packers gotta like, yo, you gotta stop asking for so much, and just pay it forward. How much money has Aaron Rodgers made your franchise? Just let the man go. My goodness. Jose thinks that the pettiest team is the Browns. I mean, in a way, yeah. I hear that. I feel like though, as of recently, it's definitely the Packers, and I think the Browns are more so just unintelligent. They just made some bad moves. Here, let's guarantee Deshaun Watson of someone who's got several allegations of misconduct outside of the football field. Let's just pay him $230 million guaranteed, all full guaranteed. Like what the fuck? So dumb. So yeah. So I kind of stay back. There is some notables that obviously catch my eye. I still follow the Tampa Bay Buccaneers social media team. Honestly, I'm gonna stay following them just because their social media team did such good work. Like, I kind of get like inspiration off of them, and I like to see what they do. As far as like they're very innovative. Obviously, they were paying for that, and like we're on top of their game because it was Tom Brady. So I don't know how much they're gonna scale that back or what they're gonna do, how they're gonna change things up. Necron is saying that the Cowboys D got better, but Pixic Dak is still your quarterback. Weren't they correct me if I'm wrong, were they ever thinking about getting somebody else? I feel like I heard somebody mentioned with Dallas, somebody else. But Necron, they got rid of Zeke. So how do we feel about that? Jose says he goes for the Vikings and Jaguars, Dolphins and Rams too. Multiple choice? I don't blame you. You gotta have multiple teams if you're not like really die hard with one. No quarterback were mentioned. Maybe I'm just wrong. Oh, I mean Baker Mayfield's the fucking quarterback of the Buccaneers now. We didn't talk about that at all. I mean, that's pretty funny. And one of the thing, obviously, it's gonna happen, but I just hate it, man. Like, stop asking people who come in after Tom Brady, like if they're gonna like live into his shoes or anything, like fill his shoes or come close to that. Like, give the man a fucking second. There's no way. Nobody can do that. So, of course they asked Baker Mayfield about Tom Brady. It's like, fuck, give him a break. This is how Necron feels about Zeke. It was a tough situation, but it had to be done. Okay. I hear you there. No, I know, dude. That's how I wasn't necessarily, I had to. I was roasting Zeke all last season. I wasn't trying to necessarily like be mean about it, but like, dude, he lost it. I just what happens. Same thing happened with Corey Dillon, Lawrence Maroney, LeGarrette Blount. Like multiple running backs I've seen just they're very good for it's just how it happens for like 3 or 4 years. He definitely made his money. He definitely made his money. Zeke should be set for the rest of his life. Hopefully he's investing and stuff and talking to Jerry about saving money. But yeah, he should be good. Where is he? Has Zeke signed with anybody? He might be like a late training camp ad. Jose said he feels for the Buccaneers and Tom Brady is the GOAT. Thanks. I agree. Tom Brady is the GOAT. And I feel for the Buccaneers too. Todd Bowles is still a decent head coach. I mean, they got rid of the biggest problem that they had, which was Byron Leftwich. So who knows? And in my opinion, I think the NFC South is still kind of like wide open. Now I forget who the Saints signed as a quarterback. I cannot remember that for the life of me right now off the top of my head. He hasn't signed with anybody. Yeah, see, I think it's gonna be like a late training camp ad for him. I could be wrong, but like being like the veteran status, that's kind of how they do. You know what I mean? They'll find a team that they really want to go to or that like needs them, and then they'll sign with them. Talk is that he might resign. Oh, okay. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see him on a different team if he does go to a different team, but it's up to Zeke ultimately. It's an interesting comment, Jose. Yes, Tom Brady does have 7 rings. I don't know why Necron needs to tell you that, though. That's funny. Oh, man. It's going to be an interesting look at the NFL this year. If Tom Brady truly does stay unretired, which, if I'm being honest, I'm not totally sold on yet. I mean, he keeps saying he's not and all this stuff, but I feel like he's saying that to kind of convince himself. I could be wrong. I would love to see him play play until you're 50, bro. The oldest quarterback that ever started a game was 49 years old. You have to beat that record. And don't just come back when you're 49 or 50 to break it then. I'll be mad. If he pulls like a Jordan and is off for 2 years. Necron, you could have done better with that one, bro. Come on, man. The good Austin is Alvin Kamara. Well, I know they had that for the Saints, but I think they signed a quarterback too. Besides Jameis Winston. I don't think they signed back Andy Dalton. Is it Sam Darnold? Man. I really don't know. I could look it up, obviously, but I'd love to see the chat tell me what the deal is with that. But, so, just a quick little discussion on the NFL transactions. As far as the Buccaneers go, you know, the team that I've been rooting for. Well, the Patriots, they got rid of people and they picked up a bunch of people. Woo! Let's not even talk about. I mean, I think I'm going back to Patriots this year. No more Tom Brady. I mean, and I grew up with the Patriots. I have all the gear, so they look good. Mike Gesicki they picked up. I should just go through their social media and see all the transactions that they made. As long as Mac Jones doesn't fucking suck as bad as he did this past year. I guess I shouldn't say suck, but he definitely a drop off from when he was with Josh McDaniels. Maybe it was the fact that he had to learn a whole new system. I don't know. I'm interested to see how the Patriots play this year with all the new additions that they have. The Buccaneers got rid of Cameron Brate. They got rid of Lenny Fournette. They're keeping Godwin and Mike Evans. They picked up Baker Mayfield, obviously. They re-signed Levante David. I think Mike Edwards got traded. They re-signed Jamel Dean. And they re-signed somebody else. So they're keeping some people, getting rid of others. I have no idea what that team's going to look like this year. To be completely honest with you guys, like that could be a rebuild year. And even Todd Bowles says like losing Tom Brady means you lose the aura, you lose the expectation of greatness, but it doesn't mean that you can't be great. And that's the NFL for you, right? You never know what teams are to come. I mean, nobody expected the Lions to play as good as they did last year, and they ended up doing really, really good. Dude, I love the Bucs too. It's just, it is what it is. I don't know. Baker Mayfield's gonna have to play his best football. Simple and plain. But let's do a little recap of yesterday. There is football being played right now, and I'm very interested to watch it. I love watching the highlights right now. I got to get back into actually watching the games. Because there is some high flying action in the XFL, sorry. And Dario, I think his name is Mason, the quarterback Dario for the Seattle Sea Dragons, absolutely slings it. He is like I don't know if there is any other quarterback like him. He kind of is like a white Patrick Mahomes, like an older white Pat Mahomes, like just all over the place, will whip it into the windows that he should not be in, like getting the ball there and almost throwing it too good to where like they can't the receivers can't catch the ball. So I love watching these XFL players play, and we're gonna get right into this little countdown. It's a small countdown, a short countdown, so we'll be in and out. Hopefully you guys are digging the little layout that I got going here today. And I wanted to just recap yesterday because my team, the Orlando Guardians, brace yourselves. They're still completely defeated, dude. 0 wins on this season. You know how much that hurts to say? My team, my random team that I picked, just because they're a Florida, the only Florida team, 0-5, 0-6 now. 0-6. If there's playoffs and there's a cutoff, they're the first team getting cut off. Oh, it sucks. Thank you, Necron. Yeah, I wanted to switch it up to I like the white of the cell background that we had, so I was like, nah, let's kind of add a little bit of color pop to that. I need to change the Syl Nation Sports Network logo now. By the way, I should have put that link in this description. Fuck. Well, the Cell t-shirts are still alive. You guys got like 3 more days to get a t-shirt. 3 more days, 4, 5 more days to get a t-shirt. Or hoodie, black or white, whatever you so choose. inktothepeople.com/sell the Snyderverse. If you need a link, go on my past broadcast with the homies on Wednesday night. Freezing Cold Takes. It is right at the top. Support AFSP. So continuing back to the XFL, the Sunday countdown. Let's go over to yesterday's and the Brahmas do still stink. I mean, there's only one team in my opinion that's really the mid-tier. I guess there's 2 mid-tier teams now. And then there's the bottom and like the top. The mid-tier though is still just like more closer to the bottom, I guess. Because this is yesterday. Sea Dragons 26, Guardians 19. It was a close game. The Guardians actually had the lead a couple of times. And excuse me, I gotta take a little sip. A little drink break. Hydrate if you got a drink near you, chat. Anybody in the chat, anybody in the replay crew. Little hydrate break. Make sure you stay hydrated. Oh, close game. Very close game, actually, all game long, with the Sea Dragons versus the Guardians. And at the very end, the Sea Dragons, the Dario, it came down to special teams, right? They're like, where, as you're watching it, you're like, who's gonna give? Is the defense gonna make a stop? Is the offense like gonna not make it to the end zone finally on either of these teams? And then it's like, oh right, special teams. You forget about special teams until they come into play, and there's some kind of something that goes on in special teams. There was first of all, there was a fumble on a return of the Guardians. The Guardians are returning. They fumbled it. They picked it up. There was a illegal block. Got moved back. The drive stalled. They have to punt it, and of course, muff punt. Boom, blocks it out of bounds. And then right after that was like 19. I think it was like 19 to 20 at that point. And then of course the Sea Dragons scored right after that because they were like on the goal line, and that's kind of when the game broke open. And the Guardians didn't they tried, but they just didn't have enough to come back down by 7 points. So that was a good game to watch. The first game of the day yesterday. The night game, if you were watching that night game, you fell asleep because the Vegas Vipers did not score until there was like 4 minutes left in the game. I mean, AJ McCarron and the Battlehawks were just slinging it all over town. I think they are now 4-2. The Seattle Sea Dragons moved to 4-2. The Guardians are 0-6, and I think the Vipers are like 2-4. It is not good. Let me see if their record's on here. Nope. Yeah, they're 1-5 now. So it goes Vipers, Guardians for the two bottom teams of the league. But in my opinion, I think the Guardians have more hope to at least finish off with some wins. You need to get one win. I can't see you go the first official this XFL, the new XFL season, and you go completely defeated. Oh my God, that's gonna hurt my soul. That will hurt my soul if that's the case. So, also that Vegas stadium, we gotta do something about that Vegas stadium, guys. It's not good. I mean, like not the Vipers Vegas stadium. It's like out in a field. It looks like a high school stadium in the desert somewhere. A little bit better, I guess, because there's some like jumbotrons and ish, but it's not great. It's not great. It sounds like a COVID game when I'm watching the replay. It's so quiet. But anyways, Chase is getting up. Oh, it's a good boy. So, kind of, it looks like a blowout when you see 26-19, but that was really a close game in the afternoon game yesterday. And it was a blowout on the West Coast in Vegas. Today, in about an hour and 20 minutes, we got them 1-4 San Antonio Brahmas going against this is the mid-tier 3-2 Arlington Renegades. And this is either where the Brahmas, they gotta win this on the road and go to 2-4 and start scraping back some wins and get the Renegades to go to 500 to try and like gain ground on the division, because now we're past the halfway point. There's 4 more weeks. Week 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so there's 5 more weeks. Damn. So this is the beginning of the second half of the season. And that's why I think the Guardians did play so well last night, but they still couldn't get it done, unfortunately. Some teams are just better than others. I don't know if the Brahmas are going to do anything today, though, against the Renegades. And I'll tell you guys who we're watching and what to watch for. So, wow. So, yeah, if the Renegades win this division, win this game, It gives them a 3-game lead from the Brahmas for the second playoff spot in the South Division. So I'm guessing since there's 8 teams, 4 in each division, I guess there's only 2 playoff spots. It's a Final 4. That's pretty sick. Wow. Is that the case? Maybe there's a wild card? I'll have to look at the playoff division. And Jose's saying he's going to go for he goes for the Renegades. Okay, so it's Jose versus Necron. That's funny. And the previous matchup, just last week, the Renegades won 12-10, a low-scoring game that highlights both teams' struggles to produce points. The Renegades only averaged 13.8 points a game, which is the fewest in the league. And somehow the Brahmas, with a worse record, average 14.8, which is the second fewest. And for the Renegades, they're the only team who haven't scored more than 23 points in a game this season, but somehow still are 3-2. And my Guardians, they just don't have any defense. That's what it is. That's what it is. Players to watch, though, for the Brahmas versus the Renegades. They both have low-scoring offenses, so I guess we're both watching that. We're watching the defense. Brahmas linebacker Jordan Williams. He leads the league in tackles. Let me repeat his name. Jordan Williams, the linebacker for the Brahmas. He's got 40 tackles this season, which leads the league. That's pretty awesome. And then for the that's on San Antonio, by the way. The Brahmas leads the league in tackles. Still 1-4. That's tough. That's tough. So for the Renegades, got linebacker Donald Payne, who's second in tackles with 38. And defensive back Joe Powell, who is tied in for third in interceptions in the league with 2. So, interesting matchup. Defense versus defense. We'll be surprised to see an offensive explosion at 3 p.m. I guess that means that's time to just turn around in the background. But it could still break out and be a good game if maybe the defenses get some scores. So, these two teams have scored the fewest touchdowns by a mile. That's hilarious. I do gotta say though, I really dig the Renegades whole color scheme and the black helmets. I really dig that, the black with the light blue. Obviously, I'm going to go Brahmas because I go underdog every time. So I'm going to pick Brahmas for this game. Jose's got the Renegades. Domain, your Vipers not doing great, bro. They're the second worst team in the league, right next to my Orlando Guardians, who are completely defeated. And the Vipers lost yesterday by a blowout. But moving on to tonight's game at 7. We got the 2 best teams in the league, I think, by record for sure, which is the Houston Roughnecks, who are 4-1, and the DC Defenders, who are still undefeated. Amazing. Yeah, it's division leaders. Okay, division leaders. The North and the South, division leaders. Let's go. Both are ranked in the top 2 in points, point differential, sacks, and interceptions. Wow. Let me read that again. Both are ranked in the top 2 in points, point differential, sacks, and interceptions. But somehow they differ in their offensive approaches. The Roughnecks prefer scoring through the air. Silvers, their quarterback, is second in passing yards with 1,189 and tied for the most passing touchdowns with 11. Meanwhile, the Defenders rely on their ground attack as they've totaled 870 rushing yards, 404 more than the next best team. Wow. So we got run versus air. 2 of the best division leaders. Woo! This is going to be a good game tonight. I'm definitely tuning into this. We got players to watch. Abram Smith, the running back. He was the first pick in the XFL draft this year, and he's lived up to the status. Leads the league with 432 rushing yards. Wow, you're telling me he himself basically has almost more rushing yards than the second best rushing team in the XFL. That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. Their offense often turns quarterback Derek King in goal line situations, as he has 5 rushing touchdowns. And in order to slow down the defenders' rushing offense, the Roughnecks are leaning on their linebacker Trent Harris, who leads the league with 6 sacks and 8 tackles for loss. Dang, that's a big boy. Harris's running mate, right next to him on the defensive back and the linebackers there, defensive lineman Tim Ward. He's tied for second in sacks with 5. And on the other side of the ball, for the Houston Roughnecks, we have Silver's passing attack, he lost one of their best players, a receiver, John Trey Kirkland, suffered a season-ending injury last Thursday's loss. Dang. Fellow receivers Deontay Burnett and Travel Harris will be counted on to step up in Kirkland's absence. You guys see the spread down there. 3-point spread for each of these games, which is kind of funny because I guess the Arlington record is not really descriptive of how they've been playing, because they think the books think it's going to be a close game. The spread against the 2 best teams seems is going to be competitive too, giving the defenders a little more leeway. I think that has to do with the fact that they have the most superior running game in the league, because that means that they can keep the ball longer, right? And they'll have more time of possession. But being that the Houston Roughnecks are a passing attack, they don't need to have the ball for a long time in order to score. So you have the duality of that. It just depends on how the game ends up, where it ends up, and when it ends up. If either of these teams are up early, they can definitely play onto the weaknesses of the team that's behind. So if they can stop the run versus if the Roughnecks are up and they can stop the run against the defenders, then you have to make them win through the air. Same thing for the defenders. If they're up and you can stop the passing attack of the Roughnecks, you have to make them beat you on the ground. That's why NFL teams always talk about having, dual threats, passing and running and passing, and how they play into each other and how they can complement each other. I'm really excited to see this game tonight now. I just talked myself into definitely watching this game. But as I should have been, right? As I should have been. We've been a little bit busy with obviously the hashtags and the movement for Sell ZSJL to Netflix. I've been making hella videos for it, and logos and things of that nature, and learning more stuff too, because I don't know coding right now, but wait till I figure that out. Woo. We got stuff coming up, so don't you all worry about that. Definitely excited to see obviously what happens at SnyderCon in the next couple of weeks. All the teasers that Snyder drops for us, definitely going to be excited to see that. And I'm excited to find out what the hell is going on with Aaron Rodgers. I still peep everything, man. There's so much going on right now. Then I'm just going to do what I do. You know what I'm saying, chat? And that's all that you could ever ask of anybody. Just do what you do. I make dope shit, and hopefully people enjoy it. I hope people respect the vision. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make dope shit for the homies. That's all I ever wanted to do on this stream, y'all. So thank you. If you come through here today, Necron, Domain, Jose, Batman was here for a bit. Rhea came through to show love. I really appreciate y'all. And thank you for responding to that tweet. Like I said, I definitely didn't expect that. So definitely humbling to the kid. You respect it? Thanks, Jose. He respects the vision. Thank you. Well, this has been another little chill stream of... Oh, I didn't pick my pick. Yo, I think the Roughneck's gonna win it. I think superior coaching wins. They've also, I guess the defenders have covered every game. Shit. Never mind. I'm going to defenders at home. Switched it up. Syl won't hold me to it. This is just fun, by the way, for XFO. We wanted to do a little more serious, but I mean, you can only do so much. If we didn't have this whole hashtag movement right now, we wouldn't be so involved over there. So we've had to kind of prioritize what we do. And I still love football, and I didn't want people to forget that. It's been a couple weeks since I had a football stream, and I wanted y'all to remember. If I'm going to do a stream and it's not going to be about Syl, then let's talk about football. Let's hang out. That's pretty much all I enjoy doing, is hanging out while we stream, or having an actual show. And what up, TJ? Thanks for coming through, man. Brahmas fan too? I feel sorry for you. I picked them today. I picked the Brahmas. I picked the defenders. We'll see how we do. I lost yesterday. I went 1-1 yesterday at my picks. The Battlehawks, I knew were going to beat the Vipers for sure. Blowout city on there. Jose's got the defenders. Okay. So we'll see. We'll see, y'all. We'll see what happens. It's going to be a fun day. I hope y'all can go enjoy the rest of your Sunday. We're going to be chilling over here at the good household and just having a day to relax. I think we're going to honestly build a fort. So get you a partner who wants to build forts with you on a Sunday. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, everybody, I hope you enjoy the rest of your Sunday. We'll be seeing you this week, hopefully, for Freezing Cold Takes on Wednesday night. Pandora's Box. Night shift is tonight, I think. And Direct Currents will be this week. I know they're doing a members show for the people who are subscribed for the Direct Currents level, the DC level, on Syl's stream. We got a lot coming. So I appreciate everyone being here, supporting us. Israel caught the ending. Thanks for sliding in, yo. Yeah, we just have to catch the replay if you want to hear me talk about the XFL and give my take on Aaron Rodgers for Bat Dan and the Green Bay Packers being the pettiest team of all time, the most pettiest. And Bat Dan tried to correct me on that. I'll repeat it again. They are the most pettiest, in my opinion, with them not letting Aaron Rodgers just go. But thank you guys for filing in here at the end. Thank you for lurking, TJ, Israel. Appreciate your support. Appreciate the love. Domain, Jose, Necron, Rhea. I hope you enjoyed the rest of y'all Sundays. We'll be seeing you this week in all the streams from Syl Nation, Mikey Verse, the Cool Table, the Syndicate. And I'm glad I'm not the only one. Well, he is a little petty too, but I think deservedly so. You know, he put his body on the line many times and didn't. I mean, he choked too, but I mean, that's another conversation for another day. We'll see y'all this week, like I said. And I appreciate everyone for showing up and showing me love. It's the only reason why it's still worth doing this. You know what I mean? So have a great rest of your Sunday, y'all. We'll be seeing you this week. Till next time.